So hi everyone, my name is Matthew Michael Brown. I'm very privileged to be one of the bosses of Honor. I did something very menial, so thanks Matt for thinking it matters. I won a reality show that got me a job at Sony PlayStation specifically, and I worked as a tester.
I'm a PS player, honey.
And I now work at Sony Pictures. This is important because my start in the video game industry was a very visual representation of ourselves. I had to represent us as a people, or in, what's that look? She's here to be like completely funny and bitchy. So.
I didn't say nothing. I was just wondering what us as a people meant.
She wanted to know.
This is why she's here.
He was just gonna gloss over.
Anything I say wrong, you just call me out.
Okay.
So I just want to say, entertainment has always been very important to me, and I think it's very important in any growing movement. Specifically something like this, where this is our first year, and we're very lucky to have Logo here covering it and all our media partners. Because of that, even Gay Gamer, the opposing panels, like if we weren't getting that coverage, if we weren't in the media, more people wouldn't find out about us. We wouldn't be able to do this bigger next year, learn from our mistakes, grow, and continue to build our community. So the media is such an important part of that, whether it's nonfiction or fiction. In my case, I've been lucky enough to get a start in both. So thanks to a show, I am now in this industry, and now I work in entertainment, and I'm very excited to bring these panelists who are really bringing new stories forward that represent gamers. And maybe not every gamer, but this is just the beginning. And so I want everyone to know this panel is about starting visual representations of us in a way that hasn't been seen. So,
Because Queen's game too, bitch. What?
So to begin, I'd like all our panelists to introduce themselves, starting with the lovely...
Hi. I'm Akasha. I was on season 1 of RuPaul's Drag Race. And I'm an alcoholic.
My name's Luke. I play the character Chris in the show you're about to see.
My name
I
is...
saw that. You were cute in it.
Thank you.
I remember. I was like, ooh, you're cute.
Thorough.
My name is Ken Bernardo. I'm the writer of the show.
Oh, y'all gonna put me on the show?
I'll think about it. I'll think about
I
it.
wanna be on the show.
Yeah.
And my name's Artur, and I'm the producer, director, and I'm also in it for a few minutes.
Oh, so talk to him. So I should talk to him and not these two.
I have no power.
Blow the guys in power.
Hey, producer.
Hey.
Hey, he cute. Like Halle Berry said, I'm gonna be in a movie. Who saw Babs? Anybody? No, probably nobody. Okay. Y'all know that's like a booyah.
We're gonna put her in episode 2, I'm sure, right, Artur?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't lie to me.
She'll probably die in the first minute, but I mean, she'll be on there.
Oh my God. As long as I die death by sex, I'll be okay.
So before we begin, any words you'd like to say introducing this pilot?
This is literally just like a passion project. I'm myself with Ken, my best friend from Canada. We were talking about our experiences as gay gamers and like dating, and I mean, how many times have we had that awkward date when we're just like, oh, I'm into these video games, and the guy's just like, oh, like Mario, Tetris, I mean, I'm sure being a gamer, a lot of you guys, I mean, I'm assuming have had that kind of experience, because I've had that so many times, and it's just, I thought it was kind of funny, and then we started talking about our experiences, and then this is how the web series kind of took off.
Yeah, and you don't really get to see a lot of representation for gay gaming, like out on TV or anywhere. So it's just kind of a nice opportunity to be able to showcase what we do for the world. So.
Yeah, and so if you guys are familiar with like 30 Rock or Arrested Development, it's kind of like that kind of humor, sarcastic and really goofy, a little over the top at times. And we're going to present to you the pilot, which we actually just finished everything. We just finished shooting it last week. So it's coming together really nicely. And we're looking to get feedback from you guys. Like, tell us what you guys liked, what you would love to see, what you didn't like. Because ultimately, you guys are the audience, and we'd really love to hear what you have to say and what you'd like to see.
I think you should play.
Awesome, so here we go. Dim the lights, please.
We did the lights.
You was getting a makeover, I remember. You were getting a makeover.
Can we turn us off too for a second?
I seen to that. She had the Band-Aid on her nose. The girl when she was playing.
That's just part of her character.
Oh, okay. You're gonna have to explain that to me later.
Well, we prefer the term gamers. It basically means I play video games. Like, a lot.
Oh, so like Super Mario, Magic Elves, that sort of thing?
I guess. But I play all sorts of other games too. Like action adventure, fighting, FPS, RPG.
Wait. RPG?
Oh, yes. Role-playing games.
Oh, role playing. So you mean like furries? Because I totally be into that.
What is this? It sounds like a cat trying to kill itself with a coffee grinder.
They're called Space Channel 5. This band is on the forefront of using silly string as a musical instrument. Let's have some respect.
Chris. Hey, buddy. How's your date?
Oh, my date. I think it went really well.
And I forgot to make a door to the bathroom, so my sim just peed himself. This isn't going very well, is it?
No.
You told him your peeing sim story again, didn't you?
I don't know what you're...
Chris, you've lived here for what, a month now? I can tell when you've had a bad date.
You can?
Your Groove Shark account says you've listened to Total Eclipse of the Heart 13 times in the past hour. Your fingers have the familiar orange dust of the family-sized bag of cheese numbs you just ate, and you're smuggling a pocket full of candy so you don't starve when you cry yourself to sleep tonight.
How did you do that?
I have a degree in physics.
Is this all that being gay is about? Nightclubs and drinking and late-night Kathy Griffin marathons?
Don't forget the butt sex.
Hey, look, maybe you just haven't met the right guy yet. My new tennis partner's gay, and he's super awesome and super single. Maybe he'll change your mind.
Sorry. My Sims meter says that I have to eat and I have to poop. But I don't know which to do first.
Something tells me you're going to do both at the
Same time. I know. It's genius. Maybe I'll toss a salad. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was the bathroom.
Call me.
Was that the go-go dancer or the guy who doesn't speak English?
That's the guy who's never calling me again because of roommates who don't knock.
I'm sorry, really, I can go get him.
No, don't bother. Ugh. Had it with closeted men. They're always so, ew, don't touch me in public, or share? Who share? Wait, didn't you eat already?
No. My date was so awkward. I asked for the check early just so I could hear what a normal conversation sounds like. I just want to meet someone who likes video games, who's funny but without all the racist jokes, and who doesn't care that I wear non-matching slippers.
Honey, please. Cute gamer. Sitting right here. Only I love racist jokes, but I don't date roommates, so.
I don't even know why I'm trying to date right now. I guess I just want to get over Jack so I can move on with my life.
Yeah, that's why we got you to live with us. Because no one would take your room, not because of that evil troll that lives underneath your baseboards.
Wait, what?
Huh? Anyway, who cares about your ex? I mean, he's not worth your time. Actually, I wouldn't know, because you never introduced us.
Actually, I didn't really introduce him to anyone. But he's on Facebook if you want to see what he looks like. Anyway, if I can just meet someone new, then I can finally get back to being normal again.
Can we please? SingStar nights are starting to get so predictable.
There
never mind, I'll find someone similar to you.
I was trying to get the high score.
Wait, is this him?
Yes, that's him.
He's so hot. Can I have him?
Absolutely not.
Oops.
Oops? What do you mean, oops?
I accidentally hit the add friend button.
What do you mean, add friend? Cancel the request!
I'm trying.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oops.
Now what?
I accidentally sent him my nudies.
Wait, you have a one-click send nudies button?
Yeah, don't you?
You can keep my leftover salad too.
Did Marco send his one-click nudies to your ex?
This is so insane. Yeah, I'm already trying so hard to get him out of my life. The last thing I need is another reminder of... Jack? Cool. You two already know each other?
Chris, is that really you? Nice slippers.
What is he doing here? This is my tennis partner I was telling you about. Jack, this is so awesome. I can't believe this is happening. Me either. This is so great. You guys, we're like friends with benefits, but without all the sex. Wait here, I'll go get my stuff.
Well, if it isn't the old ex, this is certainly serendipitous.
No, me finding the old man who stole my Pikachu boxers, that's serendipitous. You being here is like me looking for a typewriter and finding a room full of zombies instead.
What is that, supposed to be a video game reference? Zombie Secretary 2?
It's Resident Evil.
Yeah, whatever. It sounds like you're speaking a foreign language.
Look, I get it, okay? We're just too different. I don't want to do this right now.
Call me.
That's totally fine with me.
Almost forgot to grab my balls. You ready to go?
Yeah, Chris and I have just been catching up on old times.
Great. Well, you'll be seeing a lot more of each other now since we're all friends. This is so awesome. All right, let's go work on your stroke.
Let's do it.
Hey. If that was your ex, maybe seeing more of him might be better for you.
Oh, that's probably my date.
Trust me, I know these things. It can only get better from here.
Hey.
You've got to be kidding me.
There's still more after this.
That was the promo reel.
And rumor has it, the final boss is an uncooked potato.
All I see are headless torsos.
Come on, just pick someone who you think has a nice body.
I guess this guy's nipples have some personality.
Okay, let's check out his deeds. S&M, Golden Showers, P&P, Vom Play. Oh, honey, not this one. But his nipples. Nipples don't have personality.
Jack, you know you're baking with the guy who once managed to set off the smoke alarm by playing Cooking Mama.
Jack, how many ounces are in a buttload?
Do you think she found out I deleted her save file?
Oh my god. Hide! How many men have you been with?
Define men. I know that face. That's the face a Craigslist hookup makes when I bump into him in public. This makeover isn't just a change to your look. It's a change to your outlook. Kind of like an attitude adjustment.
I am a strong, independent black mage, and I don't need no mana.
Good, good. Now we just need to try the exact opposite.
So I just want to say, working in Hollywood, I know how much it takes to get a project off the ground, and I've received a lot of different, concepts from people. I've read scripts from different people. I've worked with people who want to get a web series started, and I just want one more round of applause for these guys because it's so hard to get something out the door and done, and they actually did this before the con. So let's give them one more round of applause.
I think the only way it would be better is if I was in it. We agree.
It was missing you.
Everything is.
Well, we got to talk episode 2, so meet with me after the show.
Oh, okay.
So,
Is it true? The story true though? Too? Are you looking for a boyfriend?
I hope I'm a little less awkward in real life, but probably not.
I'm gonna go for you're not, but it's cute though. It's enduring.
maybe we should start there. What inspired you to be this kind of character? I mean, this is obviously a more over-the-top, quirky, nervous character. What about that to you represents Gaymers or yourself?
Well, in our initial conversations, we had, we talked about like the Liz Lemons of the world, like the really sort of earnest but hopelessly awkward individuals who just are trying to make a... Thank you. Yes. Oh God, thank you. Perfect. Good.
I need a boyfriend too.
Exactly. So I mean, I think I really resonated with that because I am really awkward and earnest at moments. But like, you know, you just want, Chris is such a good guy. You know, you kind of want him to succeed. He wants really very simple things.
I kind of want to do him.
Thank you. Conveyed my character properly. So I think we just went from there, and I think the relationships of the characters also like help to establish it. Like Marco obviously steals the show because he's fucking hilarious, and he's sort of a stereotype of himself.
Marco's the roommate, by the way.
Yeah, Marco's the roommate who.
The man roommate.
The whore.
With the one-click nudies.
I'm sure we all have one of those.
He just knows how to express himself. That's all.
They do it sexually.
And he's trying to like teach Chris like a few of his
How to be a whore?
Maybe they'll meet halfway and Chris will just have a happy, fulfilled life. Probably not until season 5.
He meets me.
Right. That's probably true.
You guys are all in San Francisco, right? Or you guys are locals here.
Yeah, we're all locals.
So what's it like doing production here instead of the typical places?
Well, it's been fun. Like this entire project is made possible by the really awesome people like Benjamin, who's here in the audience somewhere, who let us shoot in his living room, and my friend Rahman. Like, thank you guys. Like literally, everybody donated their time, their talent to make this thing, make what you saw possible. And shooting in San Francisco, I'm not too familiar with LA, but there's just such a huge sense of community here, especially among gamers and among gays, and especially in the film community. So we have all these awesome things, and it just happened, you know. And I think that's an advantage of being here in San Francisco.
What you don't know is what you'll be shooting later in his living room.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say it was gonna be me. You gotta pay for it. The taping he did somehow.
Ken, as the writer, do you have anything to add? What would you say about this experience as a whole? Where did the process start? Did Arthur come to you? Did you write it and go to him?
It was more like I I wrote a couple things just to see if he would kind of trust me with being able to write something like this, and he liked it. So I mean, he's the kind of person who every time we talk a lot online, and he's always saying "LeMayo" at everything I say. So I think maybe and I basically just take a lot of stuff from our conversations, like a lot of the funny things, and kind of make stories out of them, or even like the whole black mage thing that came out of a conversation that we had online, and even like with other friends. So
We actually had like a whole discussion on set about the difference between white mages and black mages.
That's pretty hot.
For like a good 10 minutes.
I feel like the lady next to me might have some insight on that.
Well, I like to play as mages when I play Dragon Age.
Are you a white mage or a
I'm
black
a black
mage?
mage. I wield a stick.
Did you see how that took a minute for the audience?
It took a minute
like
for me too.
slow.
It took a minute for me too. But I don't know, because when I played Skyrim, I was a mage, and then I decided I was gonna go around killing people with my giant battle axe. It just gets the job done so much faster.
So
I don't know if there's a difference
So
besides skin color. What's wrong with people?
you're a good mix. You guys, so what's your experience in the industry and working? Is this a first production for you? What's your background in acting, for example, background in writing? Or are you coming to this fresh and just excited to do this for the community?
Totally fresh. Like I myself, I'm still finishing up school, and I had my very first independent production. It was called a short film called Cupid, which actually was screened at the Castro Theater about a month ago. And that was my first time really just getting into it and doing something myself, like assembling a crew. And this year I was just like, well, I'll take everything I learned and take on this project. And I don't know.
I'm not
Ken's
much of a
experience.
writer. I think the most I've written was I finished a crossword puzzle once. And that's pretty much it. So so a lot of the stuff I'm doing, I'm kind of learning on the spot. But I know.
Yeah, this is literally like just an independent, like just, it's almost like best friends getting together, like, hey, wouldn't it be so fun if this happened and that happened? And then like it just kind of snowballed into this, you know, and it's just incredible, like what, you know, just keeping at it, like really believing in something. And, you know, like I'm literally just like some gay kid with a camera, you know.
Yeah, and I think my favorite thing about writing for the gay gaming community is that you would think that gay people, and you know, when you merge the two worlds together, you're only going to get a specific type of people you can write about. But really, we're all so diverse. We're all open to everything, so it makes it so
I don't know about
easy.
everything, girl.
That makes it so easy to write about like situations and like, really crazy characters. So that's something I'm looking forward to.
Like me.
Like her.
It's one of the things I think that made the project really fun to work on, is because people came from very different backgrounds. Like most of my background is in theater acting and stage acting, so I'd never done a web series before. And there were some of the other actors had more screen experience, some were like just getting into acting, some had like formal training. So like to have a broad mix of people who were at different points in their professional career, as far as filming goes, was really useful. And like no one's getting paid for this. So we all came to it because the script was fun, the idea was fun, we liked each other, and we had a sense that when we showed up on the day to shoot, like it was going to be a fun day. So it was an incredible learning experience, I think, for everybody for a variety of different reasons. And I think we were all just really delighted with the result and really hoping to move forward and have more episodes and more seasons in the future.
So what is the plan for that? How are you guys going to approach the future?
Well, we're pretty open right now. We're hoping to get a lot of feedback from you guys, what you guys liked, didn't like. This is kind of the template for what the show is going to look like. We're planning 5 episodes for the first season. Each episode being kind of similar length. You know, we're trying to keep everyone's attention span. You know, YouTube, it's just like 1 minute, it's like, oh look, iPhone. You know, people just get distracted so easily. So, you know, we're trying to find the sweet spot, which we think is around 8 minutes, and so like a total of 5.
8 is a very good size.
Oh, it is for sure. But it's so 5 episodes around 8 minutes in length, including the pilot.
7.5, 8 is acceptable.
I'm not picky. I'll do anything. So.
Anything more, and it gets messy.
So yeah, actually, I really want to hear.
Maybe
what
we
you-
should talk about the cutting process.
or the uncutting process. Yeah. Well,
It's always easier to take away. It's much harder to put back on.
I literally have been like, I kid you not, you guys, like we shot this.
Artur has not slept.
I have not slept. I'm
in,
like, this is,
2
yeah, I'm
weeks.
sorry for this right here. I'm sorry.
You still look good to
I
me.
think he looks cute.
I'll take that. I've literally like we wrapped last Saturday, and I've just been nonstop. My roommates who are in the audience somewhere like can attest to that. We've literally just been like click, 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 edit, edit, edit. So I've seen this like a bazillion times. I can recite it backwards. It's been great.
I would like
love
to
this.
hear that.
Go.
I know sometimes I name my character Lamina, which is animal backwards. On Dragon Age, I name my character Lamina. It sounds pretty. And if you want to call somebody an animal, be like, you a Lamina. And they don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think, just as you were saying, it's really difficult to get anything off the ground. One of the things that's different between working in San Francisco and LA is there's a lot of students in San Francisco, and so a lot of projects, people are kind of like working out their aesthetic, don't necessarily know the production process. And this was very much towards the high end of functionality. And the high end of functionality still has like phenomenal amounts of dysfunction in it. But Artur really did a yeoman's effort in terms of like the final product that you saw, like Artur worked magic to make that happen. So he really deserves like an incredible amount of credit for directing, producing, co-writing, doing all of the editing, all of the posts himself. And that he did like 8 jobs by himself.
You guys are nailing the Hollywood panel.
That sounds
Actors
like
always
Tyler
suck
Perry.
the dick of the director. Like
He does everything.
you are nailing it. I mean, like, good. Continue.
No, but it's true. Like, I mean, in an ideal setting, there would be like one person doing each of the jobs. That
Tyler
Artur
Perry.
did like 10 of them. Yes, exactly.
Tyler
Artur
Perry.
is the Tyler Perry of
He does
gay web
everything.
series.
I love it.
Thanks, Luke.
Well, anything you want to respond to that with, Artur, before I take some questions from the audience?
Sure. Well, I mean, it's been really great. Like this whole project. I mean, like what really brings this to life and gets like what kept me awake all these nights is the fact that these guys are freaking super talented. I mean, they're just really an amazing cast. I can't wait to feature all these other characters and bring in new ones. And that's really the fuel that like keeps me going. And so I knew that like. Well, I was really stressed because like, oh my God, I have a panel. I better have something to show. I was like, whoops, well, we'll see what I can glue together. And I literally was up till like 5 a.m. just like, come on, just work.
Oh my God, I glued my outfit together too.
At 5 a.m.
We have so much in common, you and me.
We do.
Well, do you guys have any questions? I can walk around. Oh, we've got one.
Keep it cute for the beginning, and then you can get.
Yeah, you can get as dirty as you want.
Well,
It's more fun to make a mess.
Speaking of diversity, I couldn't help noticing that pretty much everyone that we saw all white.
I noticed that too. I just wasn't gonna say it.
Yeah, all.
But that's why I
appear to
said
be
if
in
they
their-
add me, it'll just take care of every extra thing that's out there.
And they also appear to be all in their like mid-20s and below. And I, as a person, if I were seeing this on logo, I'd be like, this again, and flip the channel. So I wonder what the process to address that was, if any.
I'll take that. So we literally like when we were working on this project, we knew this convention was happening, and we literally started casting. I think it was it mid-May, end of May, something like that. So we had we had 60 people who submitted, and we chose the strongest actors. And we have, like, what we saw here are just kind of like the introductory characters. We are looking to expand it and diversify it. Like, that's something that I myself was kind of worried about. I was like, oh boy, this just looks like some whitewashed logo thing.
We
were
about
like
that too.
horrified, people thinking that that's what we want, but not at all. This is just the pilot. We just wanted to kind of get our name out there and to see, so you guys can see what we're looking to do, like get our sense of humor, get our rhythm, and see if you're into it. And then, like I said, with feedback and what you guys like and didn't like, we hope to kind of mix it up a little bit.
Thank you, Lena
I think
Dunham.
that Chris should date me in the show. To show
Who would
diversity.
like that
Or at
story
least- or
arc,
at
by the
least
way?
go on a date.
To show diversity.
I think at least if we went on a date, that would be hilarious.
Yeah, I wouldn't look like this though.
So Ken gets writing.
I say
Episode two.
that we date we go on a date, and then later you go to the bar and you see me performing, and you don't know who the hell I am, and I'm trying
And
to
you
say
come
hi
up
to you.
after, you come up afterwards, and you're like, "Hey, girl," and I'm like,
I'm like,
"Do I
hey,
know you?"
and you ignore the fuck out of me.
And Marco is there to like.
Excuse my F-bombs. I was saying too many earlier, and they got mad at me.
I think your point is well taken, and this is an issue that the entertainment industry
Is that
like,
why you have me
really
up
needs
here?
to really needs to. I totally didn't hear what you said.
I was wondering if that's why I'm here, because I was like, they just told me the last minute, they're like, you're gonna be on the panel.
No.
I said, oh.
No.
Now I get it.
It's for your costume. No, but I think your comment really illustrates an issue that the entertainment industry is not addressing head on. We talk a lot about diversity and representation in the community. We use those words a lot, but it's not true in the beginning products in the way that it should be. So I appreciate the comment because we all collectively need to be much better about actually having true representation when we use those words and when we attempt to be representative of any community. We need to actually really include everybody that's a member of the community, and we don't as an industry we just don't do that.
It's
I
all
just wanted
about
to make sure your comment didn't get glossed over because I think you're pointing at something that's a systemic issue. It's called racism, and the entertainment industry we're all post race, which is such bullshit. But we need to address it head on. So hopefully this show can be a forum to do that.
I'll point out, I've read several different web series versions and pitches, and that was a topic of conversation that always went into it. And there are different approaches you could take to a Gaymers web series, whether it's something like this, which is more about a group of friends and they just happen to be gamers, or something much more embedded in the gaming world, something more like The Guild, that it's all about gaming. And there are different ways you could do it, different levels of diversity. And I've heard so many different pitches, and I think this is really an opportunity for you guys to say these things so that they can take it back and build into what they're doing. Any other questions?
No one wants to hear what you have to say.
I'll get background. Enrique is a person who actually
He was supposed to be
stand
up here, but they gave me his job.
Enrique actually is one of the...
And I did it.
Enrique is one of the people actually who sent me a different proposal and script. So it's something that people have been really interested in doing. What's your question?
My question was primarily funding. Do you guys, is it all out of pocket, or are you guys planning to find investors for the future, or Indiegogo, everything's crowdsourced nowadays?
Yeah, so this was basically just to kind of just to whet your appetite to see if you guys are into this idea, and we are this whole thing was made literally with no money. Everything was out of my pocket, out of Ken's pocket. We shared the expenses, which was food. We fed everyone, and I think they were fed pretty good actually. And going forward, if there's enough interest and with all the feedback we're hoping to get tonight with this panel, we definitely are looking to do a Kickstarter to move the series along.
We should probably just ask the question, would you guys watch more of these episodes?
Thank you, Enrique. We got another question?
Hi, I'm Rich.
Hey, Rich.
I'm a writer for Gamerface, and the concept is really bringing out the stories of the diverse gamer culture. So far, I've interviewed a plethora of people, and I'm amazed with how many different aspects of life that we bring to our community, and then to see it all here is amazing. You've mentioned that you want to go in different directions and explore some of these without giving too much away. What are some of these things that you're considering exploring?
Well, I think it's going to be either the second or third episode. We're hoping to bring our character to a gay gamer party where we plan on introducing him to another new character. This is all stuff we're still cooking.
Playing around with.
Literally, we literally wrote the script in May, shot everything in June and July, and then here it is. We talked about the whole idea was we're just gonna cross the bridge when we get to it. So we just mainly were now that we're here, we're gonna process everything, and then moving forward, we're working with a few concepts and
Yeah, and basically just kind of the awkward situations when it comes to mixing the two worlds together. So the one scene you saw where he was using something similar to, what was that called? I don't use it because
Grinder. Yes.
Aw, he acts innocent.
So
That just means she got scruff.
So yeah, and we also want to introduce a lot more game-related humor because I don't know if you saw, like I feel like I could have written a lot more gaming-style humor in there. So maybe he'll join a gaming convention. I mean, he'll join a.
Well, let's
Street
play a
Fighter
challenge
tournament or
right
something.
now. Who's a brave volunteer?
For what?
We'll find out, won't we?
No, if I'm
Okay,
gonna
we got
volunteer
one.
for something, I'm gonna need to know what it is.
You don't have to be that brave. I just want someone who's going to talk.
So I'll tell you guys some stories that you can add too, because I have a crazy household of gamers. I live with a white guy, a Mexican, and a Laotian, and we all play video games. It's really very funny.
I was going to ask our volunteer, what's your name?
My name is Chris.
That's Aqua, bitch.
Chris minus the bitch. So I was going to ask you, would you like to give a personal experience to the gamer world or a video game idea? Choose one of those two.
I'll do a personal experience.
Okay, you chose personal experience. Can you think of the most embarrassing moment in your life and share it with us?
This one time on
That's a
RuPaul's Drag
terrible
Race,
request.
I fell on the runway.
How about most embarrassing gaming related experience?
Okay, well, that's even better. Give me a moment. Most embarrassing gaming related experience. I used to play Final Fantasy XI online. And to some of my guild mates, I was openly, okay, I'm male in real life, but I represent myself as female online, both through my avatar and just how I speak. And everybody was really cool in the guild. They use female pronouns with me and everything. Well, I met some of the people. First, we were just like chatting through Skype and everything, and then I actually got to meet some of them in real life. And there was two who had no idea. And that led to a really awkward reveal. Who are you? It's like, I'm Amethyst.
Who?
You mean Amethyst Snow? And I'm like, yes. And he's like, no, that's a girl. It's like, well, sorry to reveal. And it turned a really awkward situation. And then when we logging back in, I could feel the change of the atmosphere, especially from those couple of people, because how shocked they were. That even I started to like get male pronouns and things thrown at me. And so then I had to open up, like explanations for that for other people. So.
What ultimately happened with that guild?
With the guild, as far as I know, it's still going. I unfortunately don't play the game anymore. But the people who already knew and then other people who had just found out through that experience, they still supported me. They didn't have anything wrong with it. And so that was awesome. I also had a couple people who threw some hateful whispers at me. But then I had one person who didn't know, and he's just like, look, I have this friend, and I want you to play a joke on him. And so what he wanted to do, because they had even seen, like, we had our own guild webpage, we had the option to post pictures of ourselves. And I had a picture of me at a fundraiser. I'm from Vegas, and so they do stuff with the Sin City Sisters. And so I went to one of their fundraisers, and I had this gorgeous red gown and everything. And so I posted that up as my profile picture. And he tried to hook me up with one of his friends, and he wanted to keep it completely in the dark because I guess he was super homophobic.
He probably would have did it anyway.
And so nothing ever came out of it. I never met this person in real life or anything, but it was still a funny behind the scenes story. Something that's really homophobic actually getting close to and becoming friends with somebody. And I feel bad because I know I was lying to this person, but at the same time it gave me an opportunity to show a certain side of myself to somebody, and not be judged for the wrong reasons. It's look, this is who I am, and they got to know that. They got to know me before throwing their own prejudgmental stereotypes on top of it.
Let's get a round of applause for Chris.
This one time, I was playing Injustice Gods Among Us online. That game is the motherfucking shit. If y'all haven't played it, y'all need to. I was playing online, and no, somebody did like this 30-hit combo on me, girl, and I just sat there like, what just happened? Because I was playing this motherfucking Catwoman, and she be cutting shit out. She's like, ah, ah, ah. And I thought I was gonna do things, and they just did bam, 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 bam. I'm like, and it took a minute to recover, and then they killed me.
Well, that's very sad. But what I want to point out, I love you. I want to point out that this is adding something to the dialogue of this series and of the representations. And the reason I asked that of someone, I was very fortunate to get a great story like that, is that there is a serious side, and that this presents opportunities for the filmmakers, actors, writers, and anyone else who creates content for our community to explore different sides. And I think that was a really great story of someone who is torn between two roads, and those always make the most compelling characters, real characters. And I think by getting these stories out there, you'll have a better product and something that's more representative of everyone. Sorry, I'm gonna do a quick plug. I just remembered Gaming in Color is throughout the day taking interviews upstairs in the press room. Everyone is free to tell their stories. That those will go into the documentary that the people are making. And those stories will probably be reflected in the series one day. They will be in the documentary. And it's just like, this is an opportunity this first year to get our stories out there. So thank you again for sharing, Chris. And seriously, if anyone else wants to talk after, feel free to tell your personal stories to Artur and Ken. I know they'll write pieces in. Any other questions? Lighter note.
There's one in the back.
Who's got a mic in the back so I don't have to run?
Why don't you take your lazy ass back there?
So I think there are a lot of different web series out nowadays.
Look, you got everybody turning around, girl. You got the power. The power of Grayskull.
I think one of my favorites is actually The Outs, which closed pretty recently. And they had a very different way of storytelling where they left a lot of mystery. So they don't tell you a lot in the first episode, and they really want to reveal it kind of slowly, episode by episode. I think the style that I'm seeing here is that you get a lot of exposition in the beginning. You're introduced to all the characters in the first episode. Are there different methods of storytelling and also use of characters that you guys want to kind of experiment with? Because there's just so many different ways that you can tell the story that it doesn't seem so familiar. Because I think a lot of the kind of single camera or multiple camera shows just seem to kind of run off each other, and they're very familiar, but they seem so kind of a little bit repetitive over time that you're not really seeing anything different. So are there kind of ways that you guys would like to experiment with the way you're telling the story, or even the film techniques that you want to use?
I'll let Ken talk about the story part. Oh God.
Okay, fine. We'll tag team. So
Oh.
So you can almost see the little Q button.
So the really tricky part is that we decided to do something really goofy and super silly and really kind of amp up the comedy, and I feel like we really need to kind of decide, there's a scale, how much drama do you want? If you add serious, it's really difficult to find that sweet spot of mystery, and being really funny. We literally are just shooting to just make jokes and crack jokes every, it's supposed to be really light, fluffy, and just for fun. 8 minutes, you just sit down, eats a bowl of, I don't know, cereal or something, then you're done. It's meant to be just something silly and goofy. We showed it this way just to see how you guys would react to it, and I personally would absolutely love to scale it back down, give it a little more drama, a little more depth, and tell some real stories. So again, this is why we're here, and I'm really happy to hear that, hear a question like that, because it definitely puts a lot of, makes me think about this stuff too. And
yeah, I prefer mostly comedy, so we're all kind of, we need to find the right balance of both, like Artur just said. So
Hi, my name is Akasha. I'm a great balance of drama and comedy.
Like that.
I think your comment points out that a pilot episode is very instructive for the people who are filming it. So we're still very much, I think, figuring out the aesthetic that works, and that's one. We have the great privilege of presenting it here to get a lot of feedback to see what works for people, what doesn't work for people, what do they prefer, what feels gimmicky, what feels cheap, what feels really successful, and we're going to continue to iterate that process until it gets really clean and gets really it feels like itself, right? And when you start something, you kind of riff off of the things that feel most familiar. And, you know, we had conversations about 30 Rock and Arrested Development and a lot of these other very successful, you know, single camera type shows. And we were taking aesthetic elements from that, but also trying to put it in a new context. And so we're going to continue to like expand that, I think. I just said a lot of things that.
No, it's perfect. I want to jump in and add, you know, and the reason I was so excited to present this group and to be a part of this panel is highlighting gay gamer entertainment. And I don't want to speak for you guys, but there's always an opportunity for more stories. So if they find a voice that is perfect for them and they tell this series, obviously it resonates with some, it might not resonate with all. There's always the opportunity for other people to do web series. You know, in my ideal world, Gamer X would bring us all together and there'd be one channel of gamer content that we could all work together to build. And maybe there's some more serious, maybe there's some more comedic. And they can all work together and feed into each other. I mean, hell, you could have crossover characters. Whatever you guys can come up with, this is an opportunity to begin that discussion, just as Gamer X is growing as a convention, our community is. So I think we have to wrap up.
Yep.
Is there any last comments you guys would like to make?
Yeah, please come talk to me. You'll see me. I'll be around. I would love to hear feedback. What would you guys like to see? What you guys liked, didn't like? We are on Facebook, facebook.com/GamersTV. Also, if you type in Gamers TV on YouTube, that's where we're going to be uploading all the episodes.
And we're going to have our website really shortly, so gamerstv.com, but don't go there yet because I haven't done it yet, but it will be up.
And if you liked it, please share it with your friends.
Yeah.
We would really appreciate that.
Thank you to
guys.
our beautiful special guest for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I had fun.
And one more round of applause for the creators of Gamers. Thank you.